So I'm sure you must have seen the building that collapsed in Ogun State some days ago. Our very own Today Ednot posted it on his page, and he was asking for opinion what could be the cause of the collapse. And some suggested liquefaction, some suggested it was built on a loose soil, some said soil test was not carried out before the building was built. But the truth is, all these opinions that were stated here, it could be a possible cause for why the building collapsed. But I did a little research and I found out that most buildings that has collapsed here in Nigeria collapsed either mid-construction or a little after construction was done. That is, those were the set of buildings that topped the chart. Then the next set of buildings that collapsed were buildings that you only built the ground floor. Then maybe after a while, you now wanted to add like a floor or two without actually doing a structural integrity test to ensure that the structure you have on ground can carry what you are bringing on. And this is majorly common in student environments where landlords do things like this. So I now did a little research on the building and I saw a comment where people said residents of the area saw that the building was already showing signs of structural failure, but it was ignored. And I believe the building finally collapsed because of the structural failure. Now, the thing is this: if it was actually built on a loose soil, it would have collapsed a long time ago, or best case scenario, the building would have started tilting because of differential settlements. Or if it was liquefaction that caused it, liquefaction happens during earthquake. And for the longest, we've not had earthquake in Nigeria. So I didn't really go with those opinions. Okay, now I looked at the building very well and I discovered that it's even an old building. If you look at the casework around the window, look at the aesthetics, the style of the building, you know that that's an olden day style of building. And if I'm not mistaken, that building should be 10 years or more. Okay, so I believe that the building had gone to its maximum strength and had to collapse. But then again, buildings don't just collapse except for environmental hazards like earthquake, tsunamis, and all. Before building collapse, they give you warning. It's only when you ignore that warning, then it finally collapses. So with the report I got online, it showed stress of structural failure, but it was ignored. Now, I feel like, so this is my take. Once we see that our building is already showing us signs of failure, let's act very fast. Okay, since it's an old building, best thing they could have done was to demolish it and build something new because it had already reached its lifespan. And there are some exceptions to these cases where buildings are built to last longer, like 100 years, 200 years. But in this case, I believe the building has reached its maximum limit. But let me know in the comment section what you think could also be the cause of the building's collapse.